It's time for the beeline. It's time for the beeline.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-uh.
It's just us. Yo, I got so used to having guests and other people around. I'm looking at squares and squares and square. It's just us this time. Guess what? We're back. We're back. Yo, episode 9. Episode 9, baby. I don't know. I know you guys can't really tell, but I'm actually pretty happy because this is the first episode we're recording in our newly remodeled studio. We kind of, did some things a little bit different. You can see the Beeline banner. The banner. We got the banner. We can see the banner a lot better now. We did some remodeling. I told you guys. We are going to take this and from the start, we kind of put it together. We did what we could do. It was our first time doing this, but now we got stuff going a little bit better. We got new equipment coming. Oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait. Can you wait?
Yes.
She can wait. She can. We got new equipment coming, guys. We are remaking the studio. We're gonna have better videos, better quality. I'm gonna have a new microphone. It's gonna be come right in front of my face. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. But since we're here, we're gonna talk and we're gonna do it the way we usually do it. My name is Brian B. And this is what you call the B line. Straight to the point, unfiltered, all talk, realness, never fake. And that's what we got. Yo, check it out. Today, you got someone here with me, but it ain't a guest. Y'all know her. She been here. She always here. And that's Tiffy T. I.T.Tiff. I.T.Tiff. Tiff. What's up, I.T.Tiff? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well because you remembered to ask.
I remember to ask. I remember to ask this time. I remember shit sometimes. But check it out, guys. We got a new show for you. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like since we started, we kind of we do our recordings a little different. This is definitely a taped episode that we're doing every week. But I'm thinking about doing some live shows. If you guys want us to do some live shows, you can definitely hit us up in the comments and let us know. Some people watching now. People paying attention a little bit. Little bit. But one of the craziest things that about live is you make a mistake and that shit there forever. If you guys notice, I don't really edit the videos too much. You know what I'm saying? I kind of let things ride. I like things to be like as pure as they can be.
Even if mistakes are made, he'll still keep them. So
Sometimes.
very little editing,
You know.
except for to add emphasis
Yes.
to entanglement.
Sometimes you want to add a little bit of. I love that episode. Every time you said entanglement, we said entanglement like 40 fucking times. There was a couple times that I did miss. I went back and watched it, and we didn't hit every single one. But that's added to the suspense. Like what I'm saying, like you listen to like a game. Like how many times you gotta catch the entanglements?
That should have been a game. You
Yeah.
get a prize if you can say how many times we didn't mark the
Hey, we can make it happen. We got some like that's the
later,
end.
later.
Like that's the end of silly shit that's happening in the world. Hey, whatever. But it's crazy because it's just like we were both saying it. Like it's just one of the things where it's like it really feels like we haven't recorded in a while, and it's crazy because we do this every week. Yo, we do 2 episodes a week, and so a lot of podcasts don't do that. I don't think they do that. Not none of the ones I listen to. But we do 2 podcasts a week, man. We got one thing I do want to address is I know that we had Cook on our last episode, and Cookie Miss Bold View, she came on. She was telling us about like how her business started with her products, and she's doing really good, really successful. But we were gonna come back and tell you guys some news and do this and do that, but we realized it was an hour episode, and we kind of said I did my outro and the closing and everything, so I said you know what. We're gonna catch them on the next one. We're gonna let this episode be right what it is. It was a good conversation, and it worked out well. So, we left the episode alone. But we're back, and that's what we do here at the Ppl. It's Tuesday. We got a lot of stuff that's been going on, and every the weekend is always jam-packed with a whole bunch of stuff. Yo, check it out. We're going to talk about a lot of news today, man, because we got a lot of shit going on, bro. We've been finding out some stuff as they come. Like every day, we wake up and we sit there and look at the news, we look at the reports, and, back in the day, you just sit at the table and newspaper, toast with jelly, hi dear, and then you drink coffee and shit like that or whatever. But now
people still drink coffee.
Yeah, people drink coffee. People go to
Probably
Starbucks
way more now than they did in the day.
People go to Starbucks and get their name in their coffee, and a special name for the excuse me, Joe Schmitty, and then you get your coffee and you drink it all stupid, and you sit there for now waiting for some coffee that you could have made at your house. But I'm talking about back in the day when people used to have their little newspapers, and that was like their morning little ritual. You still got a ritual to go get coffee in the morning. I'm not gonna knock anybody drinking coffee. All right, don't come for me. But you sit down, your wife cook you the eggs with a little sundress on, a little apron. Who wears an apron? I watch cooking shows all day, and I do never see a chef wear an apron at this point. Who wears an apron anymore? But at the same time. That used to be a little ritual, and you look at the news and you see what's going on, and then you say, honey, it looks like the stock market is blah, 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 whatever boring shit you want to talk about, with your boring wife. But at the end of the day, now it's like you get on your phone and you find out everything. You don't even gotta wait to find out news. I know about shit that's happening in Korea. In Korea, I've never even seen Korea on the fucking map. So, I know about stuff that's happening there, though. So it's so crazy. Like, we get so much information now, and it's like, we got so much to talk about. Any topic, And we definitely don't got a shortage today, I'll tell you that. We meant to talk about some news last week, and we're definitely going to make up for it. So we don't got a main topic today. We're going to kind of dive into the, the main events going on in the world. COVI-MANIA.
Yeah, we're just catching up on some of the news that we usually would have done, but didn't get to do because we were talking about some good topics and we ran out of time. For sure.
Yeah, we had a kind of the last couple episodes have been kind of relationship strong, And it's crazy. Me and I.T.Tiff, we're in a relationship. You guys, know that by now. And, we don't really got too much to say. We kind of got the...
I have a lot to say.
Oh, she does.
We just don't be talking about it, but I got a lot to say.
But, at the same time, it's like, back in the day, was when, you're younger, you do a lot of things a lot different. Now, we're not too old. Oh, your boy, Brian B. I turned 33 this week. And, I always talk about me being younger like I'm some crazy old dude or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like I've grown so much, man, from the crazy person I used to be. You've heard, Jarrell and Pepe Gonzalez, Lamar Tyree, they came on here and tell you about like a couple of stuff that Brian B. used to do in the past. And, we're bringing a lot of stuff back, and it's exciting. Because there was a lot of things that I used to do when I was younger, as far as like the music and the writing and stuff like that, and I'm freaking really glad to report that this last couple of weeks I've been writing more. I'm getting a lot back more into the music. I miss it. I was just singing a song I.T.Tiff a little while ago. Writing new stuff, writing new tracks, and getting new things done. So I guess I'll start the show by talking a little bit about I'm definitely going to be interested in people who are trying to, what's a good word? I don't want to promote themselves. Let's say promote themselves. Anybody wants to, hit up my page, send me an inbox and everything like that on my Instagram. I'm going to start trying to do a lot of things different on the show. We're going to start trying to make a lot more advancements, if that's the right word. You know what I mean? Like we're definitely, like I said, we're editing, we're making the studio better. We're doing a lot of different things here at the Beeline. I want to make this more of a brand. I didn't think about that when I first started this. I didn't think about that. Literally, I thought I was just going to make this into like a talk show where we talk shit and, laugh and joke or whatever. But, it's becoming so much more. And it's because of you guys. I'm not going to lie. It's because of you guys. I've been getting a lot of messages. Every day I get something new. You know what I mean? Whether it's people that want to be on the show, whether it's people that want to, talk to me about things or, just like sing a song or whatever. Like, I'm interested in all of that. All of that. I love music. I think the episode with Lamar Tyree, I was looking online today, and that episode has almost 70 views. And I'm looking like, I think it's because people like the topic. People like people who are sitting here, new artists, new music. People like that shit. You know what I mean? It's something brand new, something new you just discovered. So right now, Brian B, your boy, is reaching out his hand and saying, "Hey, yo, if you're an artist, you are upcoming rapper, singer, whatever. You know what I mean? You guys want to like talk about what you're doing or where you're doing it at, and you want a platform to like get your first interview, whatever. I ain't that big yet, but I'm growing. I'm growing. Yo, we've been doing this. Yo, it's episode 9. Did I say that?
Yeah,
it's episode 9. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. We've had 9 episodes of the Beeline so far. So the consistency is definitely staying on point. But I.T.Tiff, what's up? You staying kind of quiet over there. What's up? What you thinking about?
I'm just listening to you talk about everything that you have planned, and as far as music and stuff, I heard you working on a song, and it's nice seeing you do things for yourself.
Yeah, it's definitely motivating. You know what I mean? Like, and I thank the Beeline for it. I'm not gonna lie. I think this whole new thing that I started, and it's definitely put me on track to continue some things I used to do, as well as start some things I've never done. And I love it. I love it, man. And I want to reach out. I want to reach out to everybody. Like I told you guys, we got a lot of guests coming up. I'm supposed to be doing an interview tomorrow with somebody that I used to back in the day, and we're gonna have a really good episode on Thursday for you guys. Hopefully, if everything works out. People are busy, man. It's hard to stay in some time slots sometimes or whatever, especially when you got a new show. People don't really know how successful it's gonna be and things like that or whatever. But that's why we always ask you guys to like and share and subscribe to the video. Just give it a shot. I don't even care if you don't like me. You feel me? Like, do it for the strength. Do it for like, yo, I'm helping somebody. If it makes you feel good to help somebody, help your boy Brian B. When you see that episode dropping on your timeline or whatever, Facebook has been crazy enough, but Facebook has been my biggest tool as far as getting people to know the channel and everything like that or whatever. Facebook is still pretty big, man. I know a lot of days now, the kids is into like Snapchat and stuff like that. Listen to me, the kids. I'm 58.
To be, just saying, I personally use Snapchat, so I don't know how old he is, but I'm still a kid.
Honestly, I think I messed with Snapchat like one time.
It just happened. And we're back.
I don't know what happened. Hey, yo, somebody didn't like us over at Snapchat because, my microphone definitely went out for a minute. But we're back, and you don't need to even worry about that because, we got it here at the Beeline. You got I.T.Tiff. She got the IT shit. It's in her name. Hopefully she got it.
Fix everything.
She got to fix everything.
Except for what just happened.
Yeah, something happened. Whatever. But we have some new equipment, like I said, earlier. So I'm not too worried about it right now. We're going to keep with the show because y'all here for the show. But guess what? Yeah, so like we were saying, a lot of stuff about the, Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat, these are all good tools for, doing things like I'm doing right now. Trying to show people, my new business and stuff like that. Call it what you want to call it, but it's really successful. I haven't messed with Snapchat too much, but I do hear that's what everybody's always using. But so what?
It's quick.
All right, go ahead, I.T.Tiff. Let us know. I messed with it a little bit.
He's an old man. Everybody knows Snapchat. You take a picture. It lasts 24 hours if you put it in your story. Or you send it to your friend, and after they look at it, it disappears. There's settings so you can switch it so that it lasts forever, lasts for a day, whatever. It's just a fun little tool, Sometimes you want to just have a quick little conversation. Me and my friends sometimes will just take mini videos, send it to each other. They look at it, laugh, quicker than a phone call with less commitment.
That's for people who cheat. That's what that shit sound like.
Oh,
that's for cheaters. Destroy the evidence immediately. Entanglements. Yo, listen. Hey, we talked about entanglements and stuff like that for a long time. I ain't trying to dive back into the relationship situation, but yo, listen. Your boy Brian B went off on August Alsina in that episode. I watched it back, and I definitely went off on August Alsina. But let me tell you something. after this new shit that I just heard, I'm glad I went off on. Yo, my man, he took the very feminine way of doing things, yo. At least I personally think so. To sit there and make a song, this motherfucker made a song called Entanglements.
Explaining all the nuances of their entangled life.
What the hell is wrong with this guy, yo?
I told you he was hurt. I told you he was going to get hurt when she said entanglements.
He must have been really hurt. He made a whole song about the shit. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, even if you hurt or not, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you sitting there, damn, I got a whole bunch going on tonight. You sitting there, sleeping with another man's wife, and then you got the nerve to bring it up. Like, you brought it up. You introduced it back to the world. Like, nobody knew about that shit but him and Jada. But he brought it up to the world, and then sat there and, didn't like the reaction he got afterwards. And they made a song about it. I didn't know. Everybody said that, apparently he got an album coming out, and a lot of people think he's doing it for publicity, which is, I definitely wouldn't, put it past him.
I mean, to be honest, I don't remember everyone talking about August in a long time until
Yeah,
now.
you gotta do what you gotta do. If you gotta shout out your fucking, your bad situations that you had in the past, I guess you gotta make it work. But shout out to my boy Will Smith, man. I love you, Will. Like, I'm sorry I had to talk about you on this damn podcast, man. But you gotta stop letting people in your family, man. I'm trying to tell you. There's little young niggas in here, they get in here touching your wife and talking about breaking the back and listen, bro, that's some disrespectful shit. Yo, but I liked how Will ain't letting that shit bother him, man. Will like, man, listen, bro. Listen, this is my wife forever, motherfucker. You coming over here with the little 27-year-old, mentality with your bullshit. I don't think Will give a fuck yet. I think Will like, I got my money. My kids is grown. They taken care of. I don't know how I deal with that shit as a man, but, Will look like he handling it all right. He put that meme. You saw that meme that he put out? He was talking about 2020. He got the whole person. He was trying to throw a TV on him. He was trying to catch it.
Yeah.
He threw that shit and he turned around like, oh, yeah.
I think he's just trying to get past the publicity of it.
For sure.
He's not, I mean, like you said before, we haven't really seen a whole ton of them in the news anyway.
Yeah,
and
for real.
I think they like it like that.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I respect Will Smith a lot, man. Like I said, he's one of my favorite actors. But that just seems like a real dude, man. He seems like a real guy, yo. Everybody, does their thing, and he seems like an honest guy. But who knows? That's how celebrities are. But let's get down to business. You know what I mean? Like, I want to talk about a lot of things that are going on. And yeah, you heard me say it earlier. I'm going to say it again. Oh, shit. I think it's that COVI-MANIA, baby. COVI-MANIA. Out here fucking still running wild. And I.T.Tiff, we getting the butts end of it over here in the house, you know what I mean? Like, we got the kids, yo. We just found out that our kids ain't going to school this year, man.
Well, until further notice. They could change it.
Hey, listen, I heard
maybe
2020 to 2021, kids' asses is not going to school. They going to be homeschooled.
I know like Fulton County has decided to do that. Last I heard.
Yeah,
but Cobb County, it's just until further notice.
Yeah, we're in Cobb County, y'all. Don't come try to look for me or no shit like that or whatever. But
Cobb County is huge.
Yeah, Cobb County is pretty big. So good
luck.
You'll find a nigga if you wanted to. But
I don't go anywhere. You're not gonna find me.
But listen, at the end of the day, like, the kids are going to be doing the internet school, or what are they calling it? What's the proper term for it?
Online learning?
Virtual. I think that's the right thing. But yeah, it's like, the kids are going to be learning other thing. But I mean, the one thing that I haven't heard anybody address yet is, who's watching the kids? At the end of the day, you got to remember something. Like, parents get up and they go to work. So when your kids get up and go to school at 7:00, hit the bus, you're on your way to your job. You got to be there by 8:00, maybe, whatever the case may be. You get there at your job 8:00, and then you get off at like what, 4:30, 5:00. Who's watching the kids? So the kids are home just learning from the computer? Is the computer watching the kids? Is it making breakfast and lunch and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't heard anybody talk about that yet. And it seems like it's so crazy because it's just like this one thing that hasn't been looked at. Like a lot of parents are gonna have to stay home and watch their children, yo. If you're in kindergarten and when you in first grade and second grade and stuff like that, third grade even, like, fourth grade, if your kids ain't really responsible enough or whatever, you can't leave your kids home alone. How are you gonna go to work? Single parents, how are you gonna make money?
I feel like we're gonna hear more stories about little kids staying at home alone, either not
Yeah.
learning at all or, and then you have to think about the families that are low income and they depend on school for food.
Really?
Up here, our county, I think, still does like food drives. And
Yeah, I've
you
seen
can drive
that.
to the locations and pick up food for the week, which I think is awesome. But
Yeah,
it's also
for
scary
sure.
to think about.
Yeah. It really is, man. It's really sad. Like it's crazy. Kids might hear some shit like this and celebrate or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, and I'm saying this also with like on the other front, like what do you want the schools to do? You know what I mean? Like a lot of the teachers don't even want to go back to the environment. You know what I mean? People are nervous. People are scared. People don't want to spread contagion. It's an understandable thing, but it's a rough time, man. This COVID shit, I don't think anybody thought it was gonna be this deep, man. Including the government. They don't it's like they're just reacting to shit. They don't even know what to do. I'll tell you one thing they ain't doing. They ain't cutting nobody no fucking check. Yo, listen. We ain't do this shit. Yo, if anything, y'all did this shit. Honestly, we ain't do this. We over here, suffering the damn, repercussions. But I'm saying, cut some checks. They gave all that money to unemployment and everything like that or whatever, which is a good thing. You got people able to pay their bills or whatever. But what about the people that's over here still, like, having to miss work because you got to call out to take care of your kids? What about people that still got their jobs that's getting sick and then they got to stay out for 2 weeks? Did y'all know if y'all get that if you even cough, if you go to your job and cough or sneeze in front of a boss, they going to send you home for 2 weeks without pay.
I don't know where you work at.
Listen, I'm telling you right now. You know I was home for 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, but you had other things going on.
Yeah, I
You
definitely
called
did.
yourself
I
out.
definitely did.
They didn't send you home.
But the reason why that I know that is because the job told me. Like literally, if you go into a job, and I'm not just my job I'm talking about either. You go into your job and you cough enough times or whatever, you hear you coughing and hacking or whatever, they say your ass home. Hey, you got to take the day off. You got to get the COVID. You got the COVI-MANIA. Go get a COVI-MANIA test. Shove that shit up your nose until it hit the back of your throat. Listen, that shit is horrible, bruh. So they said that there's a new way of doing it now. It's not as invasive. So, I hope I don't got to figure it out because I ain't trying to go through that shit again. But it's some crazy shit, man. I'm really hoping that we come to some kind of agreeing terms. Yo, cut a check, motherfucker. It ain't our fault.
You're in the wrong country for that.
Hey, listen. Apparently, because that's one of the reasons why I'm saying it. Because Canada, a whole bunch of places over there. Unless I'm reading bullshit, but a lot of places seem like they giving people some money, man. Giving people some money. We over here trying to stay afloat. Delivering soda and shit. Don't be looking all crazy like you don't know what the hell I'm talking
I
about.
don't know what you're talking about. Delivering soda.
Listen, Pepsi and Coke and that's the only shit I see when
You deliver ice
I deliver
cream.
ice
I'm
cream.
so confused.
Yeah, but I'm seeing the other workers that's out there working just like I'm
See
working.
that?
Yeah, I.T.Tiff don't never know what's going on.
I don't.
She's
You
she
be
know
seeing
her
stuff
world.
and then you just think I see everything you see.
I don't know. I don't know what you see. Anyway, let's talk about some other news that's going on. Definitely, we talked about the Will and Jada thing. That's been one crazy topic that's been happening. Kind of in like the media world or whatever. But the COVID shit is what's going on in real life, yo. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but a lot of shipments and food and stuff like that. A lot of stuff is slowed down. I honestly don't know. I didn't do enough research to figure out why. But like even where I work, like yeah, we're not getting a lot of supplies and product in. And
Please don't go to the store and hoard the toilet paper.
God,
It's unnecessary.
please.
It's unnecessary.
Toilet paper,
Just
yo.
stop it.
Unless you can eat the shit, don't hoard it to death. Like
Definitely stock your house up
You can
for enough for 2 weeks, like they
You
always
can shit
say.
and wipe your hand with your ass at the end of the day.
Every week, fill up on what you're, lacking. But there's no reason to hoard so much that you can't fit space anymore in your house, or you're able to sell, like you have your own COVI-MANIA store.
Listen, COVI-MANIA. Yo, you gave me an idea. I'll sell some toilet paper in 5 minutes. I'll hoard all that
He's gonna
shit.
make toilet paper, and his face is gonna be embroidered on all of them.
And you gonna wipe your ass on my face? That's a horrible idea. But
Well,
nah.
some people do eat booty.
Oh God, here we go. Jesus. She on another whole fucking level today. But anyway, like, but the thing is, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, the COVID shit is definitely crazy. But yo, one thing I'm also noticing, might be just because I'm getting off a little early. Like I said, we don't have a lot of product. Like this, like I deliver ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Ice cream man. I ain't in the little truck with the bells and shit. I'm in the truck. I deliver the stuff to the stores. So stores are stocked with ice cream and stuff like that or whatever. But I get home a little earlier now, so it's like I got a little bit more free time. And even though I do a lot of stuff with the Beeline and stuff like that, me and I.T.Tiff sometimes maybe want a date night or something like that. We want to try to see what we can get into that's not too invasive and getting us sick. But I was thinking about movies and stuff like that, man. Like a lot of stuff. Like I'm watching TV lately a couple times, and I'm seeing really old shows on TV, and you're seeing a lot of old movies, maybe repeats running back and forth. Sports. Forget about sports. Supposedly they're supposed to be starting basketball back up, and we're getting into August. It's about to be football season. And I don't know what they're gonna do as far as with the COVID measures and stuff like that and procedures, but it's gonna be really interesting to see people playing football with masks and shit. Like, how are you gonna play football
They're
and
not playing football with masks.
how you gonna play football and stand in the line and you're gonna be
They're not doing
fucking
that.
6 feet apart?
No.
Everybody gonna just run through and just ain't gonna be no way, man. What the hell is he gonna do? Like, how are we gonna play sports, bro? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, yo. It's like there's no end for this shit in sight. There's no end in sight.
I think it might not go away. It might be like the flu.
Sucks, man. It sucks. If that's the case, that's cool. But it's just like, hopefully they find out something to have more preventative measures, or whether it be a vaccination or whatever the case may be.
We've
It's
had so many more deaths with the flu
yeah.
than COVI-MANIA.
Yeah, but the flu, at least, and I've heard people say that too, but at least with the flu, you have at least something to where they can say, okay, well, they can kind of, whether you believe it works or not, it's something. The COVID shit, you have nothing. There's nothing there that you can do anything to besides, eat vegetables and take vitamins.
But doesn't that show how not strong it is? If we have a vaccine for the flu, and there's lots of people who take the vaccine for the flu, and the numbers are as low as they are for deaths per year. And COVI-MANIA has even less, and there's nothing for it. Isn't that showing that it's not really that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a rough one. It's a
I don't
rough
see
one.
everyone freaking out about the flu. Like, we have a vaccine, and it's not. It definitely doesn't stop us from getting it or from there being all these cases. So
Well, it's also
just
new.
kind of a weird idea.
It's also new, though. You got to be reasonable with it. Like, it's something that just came around, that there's nothing to combat it at all. It's understandable, and it is killing people. At the end of the day, anything that's killing somebody, whether it be somebody old, underlying issues, whatever the case may be, it's killing somebody.
Well, swine flu came out, and everybody was like, and that was new, and that was killing people.
Okay, I.T.Tiff. So
I'm just saying. Like,
so tell me
saying.
what's your reasoning here?
All
So
I'm
should we
saying
not
is-
care about coronavirus, or
No. All I'm saying is, I don't get it. But that's not saying
it's
anything
killing
else
people.
other than
It's killing
some
people.
other
That's
things that we don't care as much about.
But-
new things, old things.
I don't know. I don't agree with you on this one, because it's just
That's
like
cool. I'm just saying, like,
I'm just trying to
make it
point
make
out.
sense.
I don't know, man. I think it does make sense. I definitely understand. I definitely understand the whole aspect of it. If it's something that's around that wasn't around before, especially when they have a pretty strong foundation to believe that this came from a lab. This wasn't like art organically produced. This was created. Like, this is something that was researched or studied or did whatever they did with it or whatever that escaped and that wasn't natural, and it got out, and that's why everybody's trying to fucking rush and figure out what the hell is this, what's going on, and then you have people that weren't being honest about what the thing was, and then we're in freaking our current state of events. But at the same time, it is understandable to understand something that's killing somebody and there's no kind of defense at all for it. Even though the flu kills people, I mean, the comparison factor is not really something you can use in this situation because at the end of the day, you have a vaccination for flu virus. Whether it works or whether it doesn't, whatever people want to believe is what they want to believe. But at the end of the day, you have something for it. The COVID shit, you ain't got shit for. So it's like if you get it, you might live. You might die. Who the fuck knows? If you healthy enough, maybe. If you a big dude like me, they say that, it's bad. It's a shortage of breath. There's a lot of people who have underlying issues. I've heard of a lot of people who have who've gotten it and have a lot of underlying issues afterwards. I mean, it's a scary thing, man. I definitely understand the reason for panic and fucking, confusion and you can't just let everybody just fucking run wild. It's just one of them crazy things, man.
I'm not fighting the whole, this is a confusing situation and people are panicking. Ew, I'm gonna smell your nasty finger. What I am saying, though, is it still just doesn't make sense to me. I hear what you're saying and everything like that,
Yeah.
but I mean, I just feel like combined with everything else that happens, other years, other illnesses that come up that have no vaccines itself, they kind of just come up and we're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, people talk about it. They're like, oh, my gosh. And I'm like, I'm trying to do this.
It's a lot of shit, man. It is a lot of stuff. I mean, there was a guy, his name is Lex Friedman. And I was listening to him on the Joe Rogan podcast. And, he was talking about, I think he said something. There's over 1 million fucking types of bacteria and stuff like that. It's always trying to find its way into the the body, into the system.
Always.
There's a million.
Everywhere that you,
Million.
there's space. There's tons of bacteria, tons of germs and stuff.
It's crazy. Let alone the stuff that gets created, and the stuff that think of it this way. You got things like Wi-Fi that's always floating around in the air. You got things like all the stuff that the cars and everything produce. All of that shit factors in, man.
Mutating viruses and bacteria that are getting stronger.
Yeah.
That's one thing they teach you when you're doing medical studies.
Yeah.
Is even in those environments where we're cleaning and we're doing this and antibiotics and all this other stuff, these bacteriums and viruses are mutating.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's some scary shit. But we're not gonna talk about too much downer. We haven't had a chance to kind of talk about the news and stuff like that on the Beeline for a minute. And that's one of the biggest things. The kids not going back to school. This is the time in Georgia at least that the kids go back to school in August, man, and they have 2 weeks left of summer on the regular. But we got the news that they were definitely going to be working from home and
they're starting 2 weeks later.
Later, yeah. So it's just I just hope that we hear some news about what they're going to do for the parents, so the parents can stay home with the kids, or I don't really even know. Some people have jobs where even if you work at Walmart or Target or something like that, you can't stay home and work. There's nothing for you to do. But it's just a crazy time, man.
I feel like people are gonna leave their kids. I mean, you have to make
sucks.
money. Your kids have to go to school. You have to put your kids somewhere.
Unfortunately, yeah, it really is. Because even if you put them and you get care for them or whatever, you got to pay for that. So it's you still losing money. It's you going to work to pay for somebody to watch your kid. If you would have stayed home, you wouldn't have to pay for it. It's just it's a hard process. But that is definitely the thing about the COVI-MANIA shit, bro. It's still running wild. Vince McMahon, where you at? We need your help. But there's other stuff going on in the world too. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of shit going on because another thing that is definitely coming up a lot in the news lately is all of this this child trafficking or human trafficking shit. We were talking about it earlier, but the Jeffrey Epstein situation that we were talking about with the I think it was if I get the story right, me, I know most of it and some of it at the same time. But apparently, in New Jersey, where I'm from, they had a judge that got assigned to the Jeffrey Epstein case, or I don't know what they were going to talk about in the case. I don't know what it was or what the situation was or whatever. But apparently, a guy dressed up like a FedEx worker went and went to her house and killed her son. Killed her son. Said he kind of ambushed the house and shot the son. I think they said they shot the father. I'm not sure. I.T.Tiff
Yeah,
on
I'm trying to look it up right
I.T.Tiff's on the
now.
case, but it's really fucking crazy, man. It's like we're hearing all of this information, and for people who don't know, if you want to look up a little bit about the Jeffrey Epstein kind of like conspiracy, like they said we talked about it before, but they said that this guy, like they said he killed himself, and it was a whole bunch of evidence that was showing like, oh wait, he might have not killed himself, but the jail where he was at said no, he killed himself, he hung himself, whatever. But this is a guy who had a lot of connections to people like Bill Clinton and George Bush and even Donald Trump, even the fucking current president. And I ain't spreading no rumors or nothing like that. No whatever. Alleged. I'll say alleged just to cover my ass. But I mean, this is what people are saying. But the one thing about this Epstein guy was apparently he used to throw crazy parties with like minors and shit, man, with like kids, like young girls and stuff like that. I think they said the ages were from like 13 to 16, and they had people have evidence of this shit. I remember last time I.T.Tiff and we were talking about it. She brought up the fact that they said that he had a weird picture in his house, and apparently the picture was a painting of Bill Clinton, ex-president Bill Clinton, in a dress, wearing a dress in his house, just hanging up. Like it might sound like some goofy shit, but apparently, like they're saying like it was kind of like a power move. Like, hey yo, I know what you about. Got it hanging in his house.
Yeah, I think he had one of George Bush too.
It's some crazy shit, man. And at the end of the day, if this is the stuff that's coming out in the news and stuff like that or whatever, this is stuff that's getting a lot of attention drawn to it. Whether it be the sex trafficking or the human trafficking, whatever you want to call it. The people that are involved seem to be like the head honchos of the fucking country. So it's like at the end of the day, if all of this is true and there is a lot of truth to like all these stories, it's like, where do you go? If the people of power are the ones doing this shit or involved in this, who's gonna like help de-escalate the situation? That's what the scariest thing is to me. It's like if all of this stuff is real, like who do you go to fix the problem? Lock these people up. The judges, the courts.
Or is this country not salvageable? Find out next time on this episode.
It's a good yo. Listen, you joking about it, but I'm dead ass. Like you could be right. You could be right.
I actually fully believe that.
You could be right.
We can work towards getting better and everything,
Yeah.
but the foundation of this country is
A broken mess.
yeah.
Gotta
And
repeat it.
How do you fix something and make it completely different from the giant foundation? I mean, this country still hasn't left that same foundation. We've grown up, we've had all these technological advances, but at the end of the day, we still have this giant slab of foundation that has led us into every direction that our country's been in. And to switch up from that, there's going to be tons of resistance. I personally don't feel like it's possible. A lot of our things that we're doing today, a lot of our practices, a lot of our, daily procedures are from that. So personally, I don't think it's salvageable. I think that we can change, and I think that things can be different, but
Yeah, I think it's a slow process, if any. I definitely think there should be a new process as far as what we look at is how we run this country. I think that's definitely one of the biggest things. Like, I have no ideas. Like, I'm just a nigga who talks shit on the podcast. Like, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like you said, it's so much broken, and there's so much corruption. Like, even if it's just fake, like, all news comes from somewhere, man. All news comes from somewhere. Unless you just like a scorned wife and you just making up, bullshit stories to get revenge or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, that does happen.
news media is is not always
Yeah.
the most accurate information you're getting.
Yeah, but all the information that's coming, at one point you got to be like, all right, realistically, it's got to be something going on. Like, it's a lot of fucking news, man. Trafficking kids, and that shit is horrible thinking about it, man. Especially as a parent, like, you don't ever want to think about. I hear stories and stuff like that. I was actually watching some crazy shit today. I watched a couple crazy ass videos today, and kind of made you see stuff like that, like you want to go home immediately. Like, god damn, let me make sure my family's safe. And one was it was a thing I saw on Facebook. Like, Facebook don't give a shit anymore. They just putting anything out. But it was this girl, and I'm not gonna get too much into it because I don't want to do that on the beeline. But it was a girl, and she was just talking about she was grew up kind of in the foster system, and she was a grown woman now. But this was a real, like, raw interview, and she was just talking about how when she was 5, stuff started and blah blah blah, and this happened, and she was just being real, like, this is what happened to me, and blah blah blah, and I went out and I was a prostitute at the age of 11, and all this other stuff, and I was listening to it, and I'm just sitting there paying attention, like, Jesus, man, Jesus, and at the top of the damn story was like, yo, America can't be this hard, and I'm sitting there looking at it like, yeah, like, is it? Like, there's horrible people out there that are doing crazy shit to, like, the innocent, and you fucking these people up for life, man. Not only that, but you're also setting a trend and a pattern. Like, some of these people go through these horrific experiences and they grow up and they fucking continue it. They do what they know. So it's like you're going through all of this and you're just creating broken after broken after broken after, you know what I'm saying? Like monster after monster. It's very, very unjustifying, man. It's like, it makes you think about shit. You want to keep your family safe, and you want to, pay attention to your kids more and make sure they're not involved in any craziness that corrupts their head in a bad way, or they're involved in anything. I was telling my kids, the other day, like to play, like, the Roblox games and, things like that. I know my kids ain't only ones like them goofy ass games. You just build and shit. Let me just build shit all day.
Some people, they have no creativity. They can't make anything with anything. Gosh.
But listen, but the kids, they play that shit, and then they be online and they talk to the other kids that play it, and it's fun. I get it, it's fun or whatever for them. But you gotta be careful, because you got that one creepy ass 40-year-old in there trying to talk to your damn kid, trying to build a damn clubhouse out of blocks or whatever the fuck, or whatever it is. But you gotta be careful, man, because that's the nature of the situation. These people is fucking sick, man. I was sitting there watching that. I saw that, and then I saw something else that was crazy, and I'm sitting there watching this. This is some crazy shit. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of had to not go into the store that I was delivering to today. After this, I was sitting in the truck for a minute, but it was a group of guys, and they were at like a chicken shack, like where you go get your burger, chicken sandwich, whatever. And there was a guy and a girl standing at the window ordering food, and then there was three or four guys that were kind of sitting in the little lounge area, and they were sitting down. One had a hoodie on, the other one was just like a shirt, and they were sitting down. The one guy was standing up. And when I tell you, out of nowhere, the guy that was standing at the counter pulled out a gun, put it right in my man with the hoodie face that was standing up, and shot him. And then he shot the other guy, and he just shot, dun, dun, dun. Then a couple of people started running out. He put the gun out the door, dun, dun, dun. And then he turned back around. The girl that he was with was ducking under his arms. He put the gun over her, and the guys that were laying on the floor shot them 2 more times. And when I tell you, I saw that shit, and I was just watching it like, damn. Like, that's literally how fast some shit can happen. When I tell you, it was seconds. Standing at the window, kids talking, shot in the face. That's how fast that shit was. And I was like, I'm paying attention to it so hard, because when I see things like that, I don't know about you guys, but when I see stuff like that, I'm saying to myself, like, yo, what the fuck would I do in that situation? Now that I know that, and I'm aware that that can happen, how can I prepare myself for this? What can I do differently? What would I have done differently? What can I do differently in the future if I'm ever in a situation similar? You know? But at the end of the day, what the fuck are you going to do? You always... Where you at? Like, you don't know when some crazy shit like that is going to pop off. You don't know when something like that's going to happen. Who the fuck knows? You know, you can always be aware of your surroundings and kind of pay attention, but something that crazy happens, you know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, you'll be thinking about what you're going to get your girl for Christmas, or, you know, what you got to do at work tomorrow. You know, you ain't always thinking about, oh, what if this guy pulls a gun and shoots me in the face immediately? Like, yo, it was some scary shit, man. You know, I ain't trying to be the downer on the beeline today, but we haven't had like a good, you know, conversating episode. You know, we talk about some crazy shit or whatever in a while. So episode 9 can be that little filler. But you know, it's just a crazy world, man. It's just a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. You know, a lot of people are saying it's the end of the world and this and that, and I don't think it's the end of the world, man. I just think it's a fucking crazy time. Think about all of the crazy times that there have been, like Tiff was saying, with the swine flu. That was a crazy time. The swine flu was the one that took out like almost 1 million people, wasn't it? Or over 1 million.
Oh man, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was over 1 million the swine flu took out.
I just know that nobody cared enough to wear no mask.
That's what the motherfuckers took out 1 million people. It was also back in the day too. That was a very long time ago.
Long ago.
It was long enough to be, what was it, like the 1920s or something like that?
No, that was
15s?
the Spanish flu.
Spanish flu, you're right. That's exactly what I'm thinking
Spanish
about.
flu took out a lot of people.
Yeah,
Just like you said,
I remember that.
It had a second wave, and that killed
Yes,
a lot of people.
yes, I remember
I'm
that.
talking about swine flu.
Yeah.
That was in the 2000s.
Swine flu was 2000s?
Yeah,
Wasn't that part of the H1N1 and all that shit or whatever?
I think so.
Well, that was different. I don't know. It's so many.
I don't know. Swine flu.
See, it's not the first time we've been in some shit like this. Mad cow, I remember. Yeah. But
Well,
nothing was.
People were like, "Don't eat cow." I was like, "Yeah, we're eating cow though."
Nothing was as worse
Don't eat chickens too late.
as far as what's
I
happening.
don't care.
I don't know as far as deaths or whatever. But as far as like, you know, the whole scenario, yeah, nothing's worse than this shit right here. Like, this has been one of the, you know, worst you know, pandemics or anything that's been as in my lifetime for sure. And I've heard a lot of older people than me have said the same thing. Like, they've never been through anything like this. You know, being on full lockdown, complete economic breakdown. Like, you know, it's a lot of shit coming from off the back end of this. But it's really. I mean, it's what we living in right now.
Wait, let's talk about
What's up?
the 5 viruses more dangerous than the new coronavirus.
Well, go ahead, I.T.Tiff. You pulling up information and shit.
Hepatitis. Viral hepatitis.
Hepatitis. You
Cause
eat.
an annual 1.34 million deaths
Hey, yo.
worldwide.
How you getting hepatitis? You eat ass. All right. So stop being a nasty. So stop being a nasty little
There's
naughty
5
pants.
types of hepatitis that exist.
5 types of hepatitis. Damn.
Yes. But hepatitis B and C are responsible for 96% of all hepatitis-related deaths.
Wow.
Let's see.
I thought you got that from just eating ass.
MERS. COVID-19 isn't the only coronavirus in town these days. Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, or MERS. MERS is caused by a rare but deadly coronavirus, mostly found in Saudi Arabia.
Shit ain't here, so it don't matter to me.
Ebola.
Oh yeah, well Ebola was a problem too a couple years ago.
HIV and AIDS.
Oh
HIV,
yeah.
Yeah, those are always. That's always.
Yo, listen, stay safe.
Influenza.
You get that shit from mosquitoes too, right?
Influenza is the flu.
Okay, flu. Yeah, yeah. Damn. I was all off on that. I was drinking a little bit, but I'm not really anywhere near.
At least 22 million people have gotten the flu in the 2019 to 2020 season so far.
Yeah.
And 12,000 people have died from it.
Yes.
Including at least 78 children.
Yeah, the flu will take you the fuck out, man. Flu's serious. Flu is definitely serious.
Well, I'm done with that list. I just wanted to
Good
see
list.
what the top other things were.
Let's talk about this real quick. There is one other thing of news that I do want to talk about before we move on a little bit. All right, Tiff, this is gonna be on your side a little bit. Let's talk about the Nick Cannon situation. Yo.
Well, you're on my side. You're black too.
Oh, I
He's
know.
black and white. He's black and white, and his grandfather was Jewish. So actually, this is all you. I'm black. I'm not white.
I got a part white in me. I'm Puerto Rican, white,
He's
and black.
everything.
I got a whole bunch of shit on me, so I can talk shit about everybody.
Both sides of Black Lives Matter because he's everything.
Yeah. My daddy's black, so I'm going off black. Mom's is Spanish
and
and
that if you had one drop
and
of
Caucasian.
blood, then you black. One drop of black and then you black.
We the originators, right?
If you black, you black.
But at the end of the day, it's like like she said, the one thing about the Nick Cannon situation. Now let's kind of start from the thing. I mean, I guess I'll speak on it if you don't want to speak on it a little bit.
I'll speak on it. I'm just
go ahead.
It's not just about me. He's talking all about you.
I.T.Tiff. She's so.
I'm just saying, don't escape it.
Well, the thing is, listen.
Talk from both sides.
Here's the thing. All right, let me talk from both sides. This is
talk from your Jewish side.
Okay, this is the thing that what's up with Nick Cannon. First off, let me say this.
You gotta say the whole story. You can't just.
Okay, see now, I gave her y'all saw. I gave her the chance, and now she's gonna tell me how to do it.
Because if no one knows what you're talking about, you just go, you know what?
Okay. All right. Listen,
like,
you gave me the pedestal. Now I'm running with it. All right, here we go. Listen. So first of all, Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon's my boy. I'm not gonna lie. Nick Cannon, he was I remember him first starting out from All That on Nickelodeon. Back in the day with Keenan and them was on it still, and Nick Cannon was kind of corny. But he was cool, bro. He was a cool dude. I like Nick Cannon or whatever. And then, he grew up and, he had a lot of different roles. He played a lot of different things. Drumline is my shit. I love that movie still. I wasn't fucking with on the rap tip, but, he came out with a lot of different things like, Wildin' Out. I love Wildin' Out. I've loved Wildin' Out. I was watching it since when it first started with Cat Williams and, D. Ray Davis and all of them was on it and everything like that or whatever. That was a great show. And now you got it still progressing 15 years. But one thing I will say is, and not a negative thing at all, but Nick Cannon's very strong with his people, man. He's very strong with his people, and it's very respected. You know what I'm saying? When all the Black Lives Matter things going on, he's been a very strong voice as far as a celebrity presence, and it's very, very, and he definitely seems like he's very educated in where he gets his knowledge and his information. He does research, he seems like an educated guy, bro. All the way around a good dude. Now, with that being said, man, if you guys know about the current events, Nick Cannon went on and had an interview with somebody apparently, and I don't even know what the person was he was having an interview with, but for a lot of people he spoke a lot of true shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not positively completely sure or whatever because I've never done the research that he done. I.T.Tiff has done research, so she knows a little bit more than I know, but the one thing that I heard him say was, he said something about white people being the true savages and, this and that or whatever. And apparently, he meant it, I guess, more as a, actual historical kind of, phrasing. But it kind of came off, in a bad light, man. And it kind of shed light on, he was saying that black people are the original Jews and, being with her or whatever. You're going to get to know I.T.Tiff a lot more in the episode we do with just her, and that's going to be coming up soon. Pretty sure you'll be explaining stuff like that, right?
I can.
Yeah, it's your episode. You do whatever you want. But
I thought you were going to be interviewing me.
I am.
Tell me how does that... We'll talk about that later.
But yeah, we'll go against that when that episode gets here. But he was saying stuff like that, and I can't dispute. Like I said, I know some stuff she's told me, and I've learned some stuff too. I'm not gonna lie. It's interesting. It's definitely factual. But he said it, and it's just I guess the way if I had to be the guest, the way that he said it, and just kind of how he came off, man. It's just a very sensitive topic for a very sensitive time, and I don't think he structured it the right way. I think that he could have, got his point across a little better if he kind of did it a little, more sensitively, if that's a good way to put it or whatever. It's just it's a rough time, man. Everybody's trying to kind of, and I'm not gonna lie. Speaking as as Tiff said, a black man, bro. I'm a black man at the end of the day. You see Brian B, and I talk on the side of I don't like to just attach myself to individualism. Like I want to be open enough to see the other side of the fucking barrier, man. I want to be open enough to sit there and be like, oh, I'm black, so now I just have to side with the black. I have to side whatever black. Like nah, man. I want to be able to have objective opinions about every fucking thing. Everything. That's what people are fighting for right now. People want equal rights, not just black rights. You want equal rights. You want when one person gets in trouble for one thing, the other person gets in trouble for the same thing equally. Not just, oh, black, no, we're up here and then white's down here. No, man, that's not what the fucking fight is for. At least I think. If it is, then we in the wrong fucking situation. We supposed to be fighting for equal shit, man. Everybody wants to be treated as human beings, and we run in this planet. We are different, but we shouldn't be treated differently because we're different. And I thought that was the point. I could be fucking wrong. But, when Nick Cannon came out and he said what he said, which was, he felt strongly about, and I respect him. Like, like I said, he did his research, and he was just speaking, honestly. He was speaking from the heart. But he just didn't do it the right way, man. I like it or not, when you're a celebrity, when you're somebody that's in the limelight, you gotta kind of watch what you're doing, man, because there's a lot of things that you're representing that isn't just you anymore. Unfortunately, some people don't like to hear the shit. But you gotta be reasonable, And afterwards, he said what he said, and the company that all his shit was under, Viacom, I think it was. And the show was under, and he had a production, he had a contract with him or whatever, and they said, hey, I don't like what the fuck you said on that show. I don't like what you said, for whatever the fucking reason was, you can look at it for however you want, but they're a business, and somebody who represented their business said something that they didn't agree with, and they had to make a move. Now, before you judge, just think about it. If you are a white guy or a white person, whatever, and you get on BET and say some crazy shit, well, blah, blah, this and that, all that, black, whatever, you jumping down that man fucking throat. Even if he says something justifiable. Black people originally came from Africa. Whatever the fucking case may be. Maybe he didn't word it correctly, and it could have been said in a better way. Whatever the fuck he doing, especially now. Like, yo, come on, bro. Like his ass is going down with the ship.
I feel really bad for celebrities because
Yeah.
during this time, it's not even just the fact of like, oh, you're saying something that's whatever. Nick Cannon, like you said, has always been very strong in the black community. Mm-hmm. He's always been very intelligent. He's done his research, and he talks about what he's heard of. He's not closed-minded.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that he's racist. He's always helped everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely would never say that.
I don't
Yeah.
know him personally.
Yeah, at all. But like, I'm sorry, Tiff. I'm trying to interrupt you. That is a really good point. Like, I don't think in no way that man is racist, yo. I think that man is probably one of the most equal dudes. Like all you see is him giving people opportunity, man. All you see. Wild 'N Out is a perfect example. You see people on YouTube clips and stuff like that here and there, whatever. He brings back older talent that may not be doing too much and gives them a platform to sit there and entertain people and make some money. Yo, listen, look. You gotta look at certain things, man. You gotta look at certain things. Like Nick Cannon, like he's a fucking good dude, bro. He looks like he's a good dude. Sorry, babe, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. But what was I saying?
You were saying about he's not a racist guy, yeah. You were talking about
lost
fuck
it.
you up. Sorry.
He's not racist. Let me just find a place. I don't know. He's not racist. He does a lot of research. He's very smart. And one thing about him is he's been saying whatever he's been saying for a while. He goes on these podcasts where they do a lot like we do, and they're talking genuinely. Yeah. They're not holding everything back. And, in the beginning, he realized, I did listen to a bit of it. And before he even started talking about it, he says, let me try to word this carefully. And, I think that whatever he said was easily taken out of context.
Yes.
Yes, he did say the word savages. Yes, he was referring to white people. But he also was talking about originally when they had to move up into the mountains way before this time. Yeah. In order to succeed, in order to thrive, they had to be more animalistic. They had to hunt. They had to do that in order to thrive. Whereas
They're not the only
black
ones either.
people, whereas black people, because of their melanin, they were able to succeed in different areas that they didn't have to struggle and as hard as the white people that were in the mountains and stuff. I mean, if you go to the mountains now and you didn't have anything, it'd be a lot harder than if you were in a place that wasn't as
Yeah.
as difficult.
Yeah.
But it is the way that he said it, and unfortunately during these times, you could say anything in any context at all, and it will always be taken out of context. You're black, you're saying something about white people. You're white, you're saying something about black people. Even
Honestly.
if you've been saying this all day, every day, the fact that Black Lives Matter movement's out, the KKK's out, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for that opportunity to look like they care more than other people.
Yes,
to look like
very
they're
true.
just protecting people. The companies that stand out and stand for something will always be remembered way more, or always have their own backings than the companies that do nothing and pretend like it's not there, and then have people tell them that have to do something.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when Ben and Jerry's co-founders were out there
Hey.
with the protests,
It was like, yo,
everybody was like, okay.
those seem like some real ass dudes too. They're like, yo, listen, we with y'all right now. Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
And just the same way with Viacom. I mean, they saw this happening. They're like, listen, we don't want no problem.
Exactly.
Because of this,
Exactly.
we're going to have to cut you.
Exactly.
Because we might like you, but also we have to make a move.
We can't deal with
if
this shit
we
right now.
don't, then we're going to have a bunch of white people mad at us.
Yep.
And
that's what you got to look at the end of the day, because that was one thing with the Nick Cannon thing. If you paid attention, man, there was a lot of people sending him shit, and I side with Nick and blah, blah, this and that. That's a cool thing, yo. But, yo, just like she just said, man, you got to pay attention, bro. Like the company, the corporation, whatever you want to call it, they going to look out for them.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No one's got your
Like,
back in
yeah,
that.
yeah, bro.
No
Like,
one's got your back.
you know what I'm saying? You say something and it looks like it's going to bring bad publicity to that corporation.
If I worked for Ben and Jerry's, I'd be like, they have my back.
Yeah.
But do I think my my company has my back? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a minority in my company. They don't care about me.
Well,
They don't
babe,
care about you either. Actually, I don't know what you're.
yo, listen, my job don't give a shit about.
Yeah, you're-
Listen, hey, yo, but that's why your boy over here trying to like make moves and do other thing. We
That's
gotta
the thing. You have
put
to look
money
out
on the
for
table.
yourself and
Yes,
realize that
exactly.
As free as you might be, as rich as you might be, whatever.
Yeah.
Especially in this climate, it's easy to drop you.
Yeah.
It's easy for them not to care. It's easy for them to make a move for themselves. At the end of the day, they're not working for you.
Yeah, it's very true.
But I will say this. I do stand by what Nick Cannon said, because he wasn't talking out of his butthole about things just to be mean or racist or difficult or anything like that. Yes, the way that he worded it was a bit careless. And I think that he knew that it could go that way when he started talking about it.
Yeah,
But
it
once
seemed like he
started
did.
rolling, it was like, he just was saying stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
when we talk on the show, sometimes we stumble on something and we're like,
That's
let's
because
keep
this the
going.
beeline and it's
That's what he's doing,
unfiltered, and I ain't
That's what
worried.
he was doing. He was just talking on a platform that, it wasn't like he was on Wild 'N Out trying to talk
Yeah.
out or having a press conference. But I mean, the information he was giving wasn't ignorant information. He's talking about some stuff that scientists have already talked about. I've learned. He's talking about, I think the comment about the Jews originally in the interview was about people thinking that something about people thinking he or the guy he was with were anti-Semitic because they talked about blacks being Jews. And he basically was like, can't be anti-Semitic because we're Semitic. I mean, and that's not saying white Jews aren't Jews. He
Yeah.
wasn't saying anything about them. He was just talking about black Jews.
Yeah.
And I know that ruffled some feathers
Yeah.
because white Jews don't necessarily acknowledge black Jews, but they're there. So
Here's the thing, though. This is one thing that we've had conversations about when when we were talking about this the last time. But if you notice at any job, or at least I've noticed at any job, and I mean I haven't been in no damn high corporate end jobs or whatever, but I've been in lower whatever retail, whatever the hell you want to call it. One of the things that you hear go around the office or whatever you're in is you kind of steer away from political conversation or religious conversation or whatever the case may be. Like you get a lot of times where you're talking about things like that, and it's sensitive topics to a lot of people, man. Race, whatever you want to call it. It's very sensitive topics. People believe what they believe. Whether they have research or whether they don't have research, some people are just birthed into their own ideology, and that's just what they choose to live their life by. Whether they are being ignorant, because you know that they're being ignorant or not, but it's their God given right to choose to live the way they want to live. You know what I'm saying? Like it's no different from whether you got gay people or anything like that or whatever. Everybody gets to live the way that they want to live. When you start pressing your own thought patterns and stuff like that on other people to make them believe what you believe, and whether you feel like it's the right thing, or honestly whether it is the right thing at the end of the day. If you're enforcing your own thoughts and shit like that onto other people, that's where it gets kind of touchy feely, man.
Well, he wasn't doing that though. He was just talking. He was just
having. He was just talking. I mean, he was.
If someone was watching our show and they're like, "Oh my gosh, they're trying to push this on us," we'd be like, "We were literally just having a conversation about whatever we about, whatever we."
But like you said, babe, the one thing that sucked was he was just talking, but he was speaking a little bit too freely. He was speaking a little bit too recklessly. He was speaking a little bit too carelessly, because
too much truth for these people.
Hey, listen, case may be, but at the same time, it's just like if you're in a position where you were in that position and you go ahead and do that, look at the fucking president. I'm being honest.
The difference is no one's kicking him out.
He's
anything.
Yeah. He's a president, but
everyone's enjoying his company.
No. Listen, babe. Listen, I gotta disagree with you there, because people ain't feeling him. Because if people was feeling him, a lot of people ain't feeling him. People want his ass out of there. I mean, it was enough to get his ass close to being fucking impeached.
He was impeached.
Well, he was impeached. What the hell? All right, let me
go to trial after that.
Yeah.
And then you have to be found guilty and all this other stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
he was impeached, but why is he still the president?
Because I didn't follow the trial, but
I didn't follow it either.
Obviously, they didn't find anything.
Yo, you know what I remember happening right after that shit? COVI-MANIA. I don't even remember what the hell happened when he got it. I'm not saying that. I ain't saying that shit at all.
Conspiracy is that it is an election year. Crazy things happen or are distorted during election years that kind of gear you towards something.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell would be gearing towards this one though, because neither one of them doing shit. But I don't know, man. That's a lot of political shit. Your boy Brian B. I do try to follow some stuff. I talked to I.T.Tiff. Believe it or not, I research a lot of stuff. I listen to a lot of different things. I always try to stay on point with a lot of different topics and things like that. My memory sucks. I don't remember everything. Sometimes I remember some stories, but I'll be able to, rekindle, what I've been looking into or whatever. But for the most part, I read some shit, I put it together, and I try to talk about it. But it's a lot of news, man. It's a lot of easy ways for you to find out different information. But
man. And just remember, folks. Just because you don't agree with something doesn't make it not true.
Yeah, that's true too. That's definitely true. It's easy to
say something doesn't exist just because it fits nicely in your world, but that's not really how the world works.
Yeah, that's true. But everybody's also entitled to, do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying though, just because you don't believe it, don't mean it's not true.
That's true. Whatever the hell you talking about over there? I don't know.
I'm just talking about everything in general. I'm going back on the Nick Cannon thing where people were mad about what he was saying and all this other stuff. I'm just saying.
But even if
do your own research.
But even if it is, but the thing is, it's not about truth though. It's about the fact that
I'm not talking about him getting kicked out of Viacom. I'm just saying in general. Tons of people are just mad in general, and they don't know. They're just mad because he said some things that they don't agree with, but they haven't done their research, whatever. I'm not saying you can't be mad. I'm just saying it don't make it not true.
If it's true or not, though,
for instance, the Hebrew Israelites that are black are real, and it don't matter if you believe it or not. It's still there. If the sky is blue, it's blue, right? Even if you don't want to believe it. Even if it makes you a little angry.
I.T.Tiff is on her own shit right now.
I'm just saying. I think what people forget is, yes, you have the freedom to do and believe whatever you want to here. But at the same time, if you're a rational human being, you also have to realize just because that's not how that's not what you know, or that's not what you decided to learn about, it doesn't make it not true.
It doesn't make it not true, but what if other people decide to know something else that works for them? Or
If
other
you wanna
information.
if you want to make up your own information, or if you don't want to look into something and just live your life, there's plenty of people that do that. But that doesn't stop things from being like if 2 + 2 is 4, but you're really dedicated to it being 5. You could do that. That's fine. No one's stopping you, but it still doesn't change the fact that 2 + 2 is actually 4.
But at the end of
You
the
can ignore it, though.
but at the end of the day, so you're saying that everybody who doesn't believe in that methodology, everybody who doesn't believe in that is wrong because they believe in something that's not right?
No, what I'm saying is, it doesn't make it not true. Just because
I
you're
don't
ignoring something, or you don't. Just because
I'm not
you don't-
following you
like,
right now,
okay,
babe.
for instance,
I really don't get what you're saying.
For instance, so just because you decide not to acknowledge something, or you don't have enough research into it,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make it false. It just means you don't know anything about it. That's what that means.
But what I'm saying is, what if somebody does have enough research into something, but they still choose to believe what they believe?
Well, I mean, I'm talking about like real things. Like, I'm not saying just because you believe in something, it doesn't make it false if someone else doesn't. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. But like,
I don't know
I'm
if it makes
talking
sense
about,
either.
I'm
I
talking
don't
about
know.
straight facts. No, listen, I'm talking straight facts. Like, for instance, if someone looked at you and they're like, he's not white. Like let's just say they're thinking to himself, he's definitely just, a Black Rican. Is that what they call black?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
So let's just say they think that. Cool, you can think that without asking, without figuring it out or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that you are part white, but whether they know that or acknowledge it or not, that's up to them, but it doesn't make it less true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be
I get what you're
it'd be
saying.
different.
I
I'm
get
not-
what
I'm
you're
not
trying to
talking
say.
about- yeah, I'm not talking about like, oh, this theory that may or may not be true. Yeah, I did some research. I don't feel like it's true. Like I'm talking about like straight cold hard facts. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is you could ignore things. You could not research it. You could, feel however you want to feel, but it doesn't make those facts not true. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Why are you looking like that?
I don't know. I don't have enough information to debate it, so I'm used to debating. Cause I'm always trying to make sure
ready.
that
He's ready.
I'm
for
always
it. He
ready
just
for a
wants to
debate.
debate. He just
Listen,
wants it.
like, yo, what's more fun? Like,
I can be like, hey, you want some fish tonight? He'll be like, no, I want some chicken. And then if I say okay, he's like, never mind, I want some fish.
Sometimes you gotta keep it interesting. But yeah, I mean it's definitely good conversation regardless. It's just one of those things where it's really sensitive, man. People's the way people live is definitely a sensitive thing. And you're right, there is a lot of information out there that if you do take the time into researching about, your history and stuff like that or whatever. One thing I've been researching lately or whatever has been believe it or not, I don't give a shit how you judge me. But the alien stuff or whatever, bro. Like, it's a lot of declassified information out there now, and and the government is actually telling us that aliens exist. I talked about this before in the podcast, but I watched a interview today. Once again, on Mr. Joe Rogan, the Godfather podcaster of us all, for real. And he was talking to a guy named George Sapp, and this was a guy who was he was a journalist, and he did a lot of he was a true journalist. He wasn't just an alien journalist or whatever, but he actually did a lot of work with trying to find out the truth about the different UFO sightings and things like that or whatever. And he was talking a lot of interesting stuff, man. And like I said, the government just recently came out and stated that, there's unidentified shit.
They've been said that a little bit ago, but no one paid attention originally because of COVID.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They weren't just saying it just happened.
Okay, I thought
Yeah, it didn't just happen
came
again.
out again. I was like, well, dang,
No.
you just recycling.
Yeah, they just had the interview and stuff like that. But this guy fucking bought paperwork and different declassified documents and shit like that or whatever.
Unsolved Mysteries had an episode about.
They talked about that
city.
too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they talked about that too. You can go ahead and say it, but I was just
I mean, a whole city that had an incident with UFOs and stuff.
yeah. It's
People
really
across
crazy.
The city that didn't know each other and all this other stuff having similar experiences.
Yeah, this is really freaking crazy, man. It's like you would think that would be some of the craziest news, but because it's just so, and you want to know something? I'll be honest with you. It's very coincidental that it's the COVID is here, and that's the reason why people ain't really taking it. It's easy to make the comparison. Well, we got COVID going on, so nobody ain't thinking about that right now. But just think about it this way, yo. If COVID wasn't going on, and they did come out and say that, how many people you think would be jaw dropped and shit.
How many
People
people will just
wouldn't
not
give a
believe it
fuck.
still?
Yeah, people still
Oh,
wouldn't
my.
care. People still wouldn't care. People would still be like, oh, whatever. Oh, I don't listen to, it doesn't affect me and all that shit. Bro, like, yo, they just came out and said, hey, we're not the only shit. Like, listen, there has been stuff. We've been researching it for centuries, and, we're not alone. We've known the whole time. And then people are just like, oh, okay. That's the craziness of the fucking planet, man. It's like, we're so desensitized by, media and fucking, and information at this point. You're desensitized by information. We have so much information and we feel like we know every fucking thing there is to know. And when we find out something new, it doesn't matter. You question it, you doubt it, and you try to research it, and you get 1,000 fucking reports of it. And most people just research the first thing that fucking pops up and they give up. When you do research, man, you got to dive into it a little bit. You have to really make sure that you're getting factual shit. Not just something that some fucking bored person wrote on Wikipedia when their parents weren't home. when the Wi-Fi was down or whatever. Like, you just got to, do some research, man. Don't be scared to find out some information. There's a lot of interesting shit going on right now, bro. That's getting swept under the rug. But, anyway, we've been talking a lot of shit, but it's actually been kind of good to report like some of the news and everything. We've had a lot of guests recently, and we've had a lot of fun with them too. We are going to do a couple of more episodes with a couple more guests that are coming up. Like I said, I'm trying my hardest to get my girl Rachel. Rachel, I'm shouting you out. I'm talking to you right now. I don't even know if you're gonna watch this whole episode, but Rachel, we're trying to get you on, man. She's a a mother of 3, soon to be 4, and she homeschools her babies, man. And she had a video on Facebook, and her son he's I think he's 3 now, but he's on there freaking spelling words and saying stuff, and it's incredible, man. She does an amazing job, and she shows a lot of support to the show.
She homeschools. She runs her own business.
Yeah.
She has I think 2 businesses that she's running.
Yeah.
She's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's amazing.
I don't know how.
It's a lot.
Can't.
Hey, babe, don't. Hey, listen, I.T.Tiff over here. Let me tell you something. The COVID shit happened. Her job allowed her. She was one of the lucky ones. They allowed her to work from home, and we got a baby. Our baby's 1 year old, and she's she's sleeping when we do the podcast. We try to make sure like that happens as much as we can. But she runs around here. She yelling, screaming, wilding out, getting into stuff, whatever. And then we got 2 9-year-olds, and they're good some days, and then they have their off days other days. But I work, man. I'm driving the truck. I'm out all over the damn planet when I'm out working and stuff like that. I'm calling in to check in and stuff like that. But she stays home and takes care of the kids, and that's why I like when we were talking earlier about the the parents staying home and homeschooling the kids with the virtual schooling that they got to do this year. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work for the parents. It's a lot of work. While they're doing that, they're not getting their work done. That's jeopardizing their job. That's jeopardizing your rent. That's jeopardizing your place where you live. That's jeopardizing your car. Whatever the case may be. It's so much that's taking little, little falls and stuff like that because you've now been presented with a whole nother job you got to do at this point. Because it's something that you had no control over. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, it's the world we live in right now. We still here. We don't fight the shit into the death. At least you got the B-line, baby. The B-line, baby. Brian B. Tiffy T. But yeah, it's been a really good episode, y'all. I do want to tell you guys a couple of things. I am coming out with some t-shirts, guys. Guys. We're going to have a couple of merchandise available soon. I will post them on the social media. I'll show you guys what they are. I will tell you how to, pick one up. I'm not going to get too many. I want to see how the first, batch of production does. But they're really cool t-shirts. I actually saw the designs from them already. And I'm very excited to get them out, so I will let you guys know. I also want to let you guys know that the QOD, one more time, we're on episode 9 now. Let me just let you guys know. The QOD, for those who don't know, anybody who's new to watching or anything like that, is the question of the day. The question of the day is something that I ask every single day. It could be anything from what's your favorite food to, how many members are in your family. It can be anything. It can be anything. It's just my little bit to kind of put your brain into a different thought process from the regular or whatever you're thinking about. I've been doing them on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and I guess I'm getting pretty daily responses at this point. It's been awesome. But I am going to switch up the way the QOD is being done. I'm going to make it a little bit more fun, and I'll make it a little bit more eye-catching. So maybe we can get a couple more people that are, interested in asking the questions. So definitely look for that. That'll be coming soon. Um, I.T.Tiff's here. We got her episode coming up. We got a really special episode coming tomorrow. We might have another guest that's coming back that started the show with me, and he may be back soon. So we got a lot of new shit going on, man. We're gonna have new equipment. We're gonna be recording the show a little bit differently, and I cannot wait. It's gonna be amazing. I'm very excited, and I hope you guys are excited too. I'm also going to start making sure I shout out the the Instagram for me and I.T.Tiff on every episode, so you guys can know where to follow us. I do leave it in the little description on the end of the show, but I'm going to say, on my Instagram page, you have the B1B, the letter B, the number 1, and then it's ANONLI. 88. That's B1 and only. B1 and only. It's on my arm and everything. It means something. You don't got to worry about that. That's just the Instagram page. B1 and only. All right? And then
Without
you can
the
check
E.
me out.
Without the Y. The Y's an I.
That's right. No, Y's an I. Y's an I. So B1 and only.
It'll be in the description.
And you can check me out. It's definitely in the description. I.T.Tiff, she's the Black China. What's her name? Black Asian, Black Rican. But we gonna put her stuff in the thing too, so you can go ahead and follow I.T.Tiff along with your boy Brian B. But you guys are doing awesome, and I wake up to new followers every day. I love it. I'm getting your guys' questions. I'm getting your guys' responses. A couple of weirdos. Recently I've been getting a couple people just leaving me thumbs up, like, oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, don't be scared to leave a message. Talk about some stuff. Maybe even if you guys want to drop me some things that you guys want me to talk about on the show. Like, I love ideas, man. I'm one person. I can only see so much. Like, you guys, who are watching can definitely give me some tips and, helpful pointers or whatever. But that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. It's Tuesday.
You want
to do the question of the day? Okay, cute. I.T.Tiff.
You was going to do it.
All right, let's pull it up real quick. Hold on.
What is the question of the day?
Today we have, all right, so if you can take a trip right now, all included, that means all expenses and everything like that, where would you go? Go ahead, I.T.Tiff.
I would like to go to Hawaii, where I was born.
Yeah, she's been on that for a
I
minute.
want to go to the ocean. I want to swim. I might want to go to, Dubai. I hear that it's a really wonderful
Dubai?
place.
What?
Yeah.
Listen, you want your boy traveling for fucking 3 days?
I never said I was bringing you. I'm just kidding.
Might not. If you wanted to Dubai, I'll say that shit right now.
Shoot, you coming?
But
You have to fly even if we go to Hawaii.
I know. Your boy Brian B, I don't like flying, man. I don't like planes. I don't like shit that I can't control at all. But Hawaii is nice, man. I definitely do want to see Hawaii. I've never been. A trip that I would love to take right now. Honestly, I haven't put any thought into that at all. But I've wanted to take an I.T.Tiff. I love you, baby. We're gonna definitely take trips together. But this don't be mad at me for this, okay? I really, really, really want to take a road trip with a couple of my cousins and just straight drive. I'm talking about from Georgia to Cali, man.
I already did that trip. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah?
I did.
You ain't do it with us, though.
Oh, no. But I did it. We all took turns driving all the way to California. We stopped in a lot of states. We went through the whole south half of the whole U.S.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. It
Yeah.
was tiring, but we saw some things. It's awesome seeing the terrain completely change when you get to that side.
Yeah, taking pictures and
we had tons of people. I was real cute,
yeah.
My hair was real curly. And
I
little.
know that.
It
I
was
know that.
cute.
I already know that.
I was cute,
Yeah.
I was able to swim.
Yeah.
A
family trip.
Ocean.
A family trip that I want to take with my family, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still got to take my family to Disney World. We still got to go to Universal Studios. We still got a lot of things. We were planning to do a lot of things before all this shit happened. But I've been wanting to go to Universal Studios for a long time, and I've never been. That's one of the biggest places that I've really wanted to go see. But that road trip, man.
Well, you enjoy that road trip. I don't feel I'm not that. I'm the kind of person that's okay if you take trips alone You're more like, we gotta go together.
I like doing stuff together, man. I do like doing stuff
and
together.
I'm just like, I'm always with y'all.
Yeah.
I wanna get away.
Yeah. But that is definitely something we've been talking about lately, especially since me and all my family have been kind of coming back together a little bit more. Like for us to be able to take a nice big long trip, just wild out, and just like no craziness.
Come
but
get him. Come get him.
listen to her. Like she wants to get me. She knows she'll be
Somebody
blowing my phone
come
up,
get 'em.
missing me like crazy. Here was one more. We're gonna do one more. Let's do okay, this is a crazy one right here. I didn't really get a lot of answers on this one. I did get one. Anyone ever cheated or been cheated on with the parents? Okay? Now by that I mean women cheating on their boyfriend with their father, or dudes cheating on their girlfriends with the girlfriend's mother.
All right, go ahead and tell us your story about how you did it.
Okay, listen. I definitely have never done either one. But I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple of, moms, girls that I was dating that I was like, oh shit. I was like, listen, don't stay alone with me nowhere, because I don't know what might happen.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh. There
only
goes
gonna
I.T.Tiff.
tell- I'm
There
only
she
gonna tell
go.
the story.
Trying to act like it's just me.
I'm only going to tell the story because I know for a fact my brother's not going to watch this show.
Okay.
But my brother was dating someone. I know my family's going to watch this like, oh my gosh, Tiffany. But my brother was dating this woman. And back in the day, he would date them pretty older, pretty wiser,
Mm-hmm.
And he was on the phone one day with her at my dad's job. And my dad said something, and she was like, oh, who's that?
Wow.
And he was like, that's my dad. And she's just like, oh, okay, all right. Just really into it. And I'm like, oh my God.
Listen.
She was into it. She wanted my dad. But, I mean, no cheating happened or anything. But it was just that one occasion where.
That's because she wasn't there.
Oh my God.
Pops was about to take it over.
My father would never.
I'm not saying, Pops was just fucking around, bro. Don't be mad at me. But yeah, that's some QODs that we had. So if you guys like questions like that or whatever, just like that's the regular, man. I post stuff like that every day. But hey, you're gonna be seeing a whole new revamped QOD session that I'm gonna have every day. You're also gonna be seeing a new revamped studio. We're adding a lot of stuff. Like I said, I ain't repeating shit over. It is the B line, and that's what it is. But that's our time today, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go hit the hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Hey, and I hope that we gave you guys a little bit more that you've been looking for. We do have a little bit of a structure at the B line here. We do like to talk about some current events and shit like that or whatever. But we've been running wild, man. Like COVI-MANIA. Running wild. Anything you got to say in closing, Tiff?
Good night.
Good night, yo. Good night. Hey, yo, stay positive, stay real, pay attention, and I'll holler.